Jenifer Jay, the Go High Level expert wizard, the magician you've all been waiting for.
I have been doing systems since I was 14, right? Talk to somebody without thinking about solutions. So like I'm a natural problem solver.
Is it safe to say that your first introduction to systems was from your dad?
And him showing me all of the things to run the business. If we ride bikes and somebody's chain pop, I flip it over and fix it. When people think of systems, they think of software, but it really starts outside of software. Right, that's a great story. So my first client was a branding and marketing agency.
And have you always been a natural systems gal? Or is this something, a skill that you learned? Power clap in 3, 2, 1. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Launch Your Podcast. The Launch Your Community podcast. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Siloh. I'm the host of the show. And if this is your first time here, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back as well. On today's show, I've got a very special guest, someone who is a dear friend of mine, which I have no problem introducing you to. Her name is Jenifer Jay, and she's going to be on the show today. She's going to talk about what makes her special, what she does. Obviously, she owns a community as well. So all of you guys on Skool who own a community, you're going to want to listen to this very closely. You're going to want to go ahead and grab yourself a pen and paper, old school style, take notes. And any questions that you have, make sure you drop them below this video, for I will be monitoring the comments, and I'm pretty sure Jenifer Jay will too, since we will also dropping this podcast in our community, Launch Your Community. Without further ado, wizard, the magician you've all been waiting for. Here she is. Welcome to the show, Jenifer. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the amazing introduction. I am happy to be here. So those who don't know me, my name is Jenifer Jay, and I have been doing systems actually since I was 14 in my family's construction company. I started writing out payroll checks with my dad. People always ask me, how did you even get started in this? But I have been doing systems since I was 14, right? I've been with HighLevel since 2018 when they first started, and everything was clunky, not as beautiful as what you see today. And I also, as personal, I'm a single mother of 3 beautiful daughters, and I have my wonderful black lab Cole and 2 grand pups, a Maltese and a terrier. So that's who I am. At my core, I love systems. I can't even talk to somebody without thinking about solutions. So like I'm a natural problem solver. And so that's kind of how I'm able to navigate these high level waters so flawlessly.
Fantastic. Awesome. And have you always been a natural systems gal? Or is this something, a skill that you learned?
So it all goes back to my dad, right? So my dad, was the first of its kind construction company back in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. And he started a boom trucking business to haul drywall and building materials. But he started that from having a pickup truck hauling bricks. And being around him and him carving out the way that I think, the way that I see problems, the way that I saw solutions, the way that I solve those problems with solutions is where I get my critical thinking from. So every time I see a problem, there's a solution, right? So I'm looking for the solution to that problem. And it came from me working with him side by side since I was 14, and him showing me all of the things to run the business. But not just that, outside of that, he taught me all of the things that I need to know. Like I was that person flipping my bike over, taking it apart, fixing the chain. If we were riding bikes and somebody's chain pop, I flip it over and fix it. So it's just, if I see a screw, I'm gonna unscrew it and figure out how things work.
Gotcha. So is it safe to say that your first introduction to systems was from your dad? So your dad kind of showed you? Okay, gotcha. Very cool.
See, I'm gonna tell you this. So when people think of systems, they think of software, but it really starts outside of software. Because if we look at systems, it's just a step-by-step process to do something. So back then, there were no computers. His system was a notebook. From the notebook, I do payroll. From there, I do this, I do that. That's his system. When we get up in the morning, we have a system. So you have to think about everything you do as a system. But it started with him. And then when computers came, I was like, man, screw this manual stuff. I'm about to digitize this. And so I'm the one who digitized the business, went and found a software company to build us a custom software for the company, and it just went on. Every company that I worked for, I was always like, oh no, this could be better. Oh no, we need to fix this. So yeah, it's just how I think naturally.
Gotcha. Is your dad's business still around today?
Nope.
Gotcha. So who was your first client after, I'm assuming there was some kind of transition there where you left your dad's business, whatever that looks like, and decided to branch out on your own full time. Who was your first client after that?
Right, that's a great story. So my first client was a branding and marketing agency. And I started out as a virtual assistant for her. She is actually the one who was like, you're more than a virtual assistant. You are good at systems. And she started paying me to set up systems for the customers. So she will build out their branding, their website, their funnels, and then I would connect the back end software, the email marketing, whatever needs to happen to the back end of the systems.
If you could switch places and you could be the front of the company versus the back end systems and structure, would you do that?
Absolutely not. I don't want to be in the spotlight. I just don't. I'm really an introvert. I know I don't present as one, but I am. I rather play in the back end and let somebody else be in the front, right? I don't want to be the front. I don't want to be the front of my own business, but I have to. So I just love to connect the things in the back end, right? I want to do that. Now, as a business owner, I know I can't, and I have to, I can do some, but I have to delegate the others and oversee it and all of that. And then I have to go out and be the front of the business. But if I had my choice, I would not be. I'd rather stay in the back end because I don't want to be in the front.
Gotcha. Were there indications now that you look back before working for your dad and doing the back end systems where when your dad was like, I'm going to have you do this, and it made total sense to you? Like, were there like those little milestones that led up to that, like in your everyday life that you were doing that showed that you'd be perfect for that position with your dad?
You know what? It's funny that back then I didn't see it. And unfortunately, when I did figure it out, he was already gone. So I couldn't have that conversation with him or say like, oh my goodness, now I understand why you did this, why you said that. I understood why you stayed by the phone, because at the time we didn't have AI. We didn't have, I was AI. I had to answer the phone. So I understood a lot of the things that he did and said and why he did it, but it does shape the way I work. It shapes my work ethic. It shapes how I work, how I think. All of that comes from him. And then of course, experiences along the way, but the foundation definitely came from him.
Gotcha. Okay. Very interesting. All right. So let's bring it back. So you worked for your dad, you did structure and systems back end for him for the business, even though you were essentially didn't have a title, I'm assuming, of an assistant. Maybe he might have looked at you as an assistant / daughter, obviously, and valuable asset to the business because you're doing the back end systems. Then you transitioned to working for someone else who at first initially hired you as an assistant and found out you were more than that, just like your dad. When did it transition into, no, I'm a system specialist, not an assistant? Where was that transition?
Yeah, so that transition came right after that client. So right after that client, once she branded me and she was like, no, this is who you are. It wasn't easy because I couldn't figure out the messaging to say to people. I couldn't figure out how to explain to people that I'm just doing systems without being so techy, right? And so she branded me, but it wasn't until, I'm gonna be honest, probably about 5 years after that till I really figured out what the proper messaging was. I worked for this influencer client who that community branded me as the systems queen, right? And so also at that same time, I created what you see over my back, which is the systems playbook. Those things branded me as the systems person and helped me to, get that message out better, to help people understand, oh, okay, you need systems. Oh, you need Jenifer, because most people didn't even know what systems were in their business.
Gotcha. Okay. How did you come across HighLevel? What does that look like?
Yes. So again, I was in this community and I was the one running the back end, right? And so two people came to me and was like, oh, you need to look at this system called HighLevel. You need to look at this system called HighLevel. And I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. Right. I blew it off because you don't know what I know, right? I know what people are coming to me for. I know what they need. And if you can't present this, if this system can't do that, then why am I looking at it? So it took the third person to actually say, Jen, let me show you how this can benefit you. I know how you work. Let me show you. And so I got on a Zoom with him. He showed me how the system would work, how the system would fit in with my current client that I was working with, and why I needed to do it, right? He broke it down. And so I said, oh, okay. And he coached me. I made him take my money. He wasn't gonna take it. I made him take my money. He coached me on HighLevel at the time. Now this is 2018. He coached me on it at the time. And I was like, oh, okay, I got it. All right. I played with it for a year because it wasn't ready. So it wasn't ready in 2018 for what I was actually setting up for clients and what they were coming to me for. So after I played with it for a year with this influencer client, I tried to break it. I tried to run as much traffic as I could through it. They finally came out with this one thing that I was waiting on that Active Campaign had, which I was using, that they didn't. And so once they did that, I said, okay, all right, it's a possibility. So it's funny, I'm gonna say this. Myron Golden gave me the idea of, if you're gonna sell HighLevel, go ahead and sell it, but create a community, a program for them and teach them how to use it so they stay there. And that's what I did. And I'm gonna tell you, that advice Myron gave. I made my first 5 figures in one day for HighLevel. And so
Nice.
and on, that's it.
And just for context, for those who might not know, who is Myron Golden?
So Myron Golden is a coach who coaches you on business strategies using faith-based concepts from the Bible.
Gotcha. Okay. Very cool. And so, all right. So now you're on HighLevel. Now we're in roughly 2019, 2020, right? You've been on it for a year. You've been playing with it. New features start to come out. You're enjoying it. And I can almost imagine and picture you like a kid playing in like on the beach sand and building a sandcastle, right? Because HighLevel has everything that you've ever wanted as a systems gal. Okay. Or at least it had everything you wanted at that point as a systems gal, because we know that HighLevel has grown since then and added new features. Tell me what you're able to do with HighLevel today and what you do for your clients.
Yeah, absolutely. So most businesses lose business because they don't respond fast enough, right? And so HighLevel solves that problem flawlessly, right? And so what we set up, number one, is I make sure that your foundation is stable. So most customers come to me, they're like, oh, I want this new AI, I want this, I want that, but the foundation is not set. And when I say the foundation, I mean, what is the first thing people do when they come if they want to do business with you? Can they book a call? Do they have to search to pay you? How easy is it for them to give you their money? So we want to make sure that that foundation is set first, right? So we set those operational things up first so that the business owner is not tied to sending emails when someone pays and you know, all of that is automated. Then we go into the what I call speed to lead, which is making sure when anybody comes in contact with their business that they're responded to within that first 60 seconds. Right?
Okay, and then why is that important?
It's so important because nowadays people are on the move. They don't have time. They know what they want, but they need it to be responded to immediately, right? Instant gratification. So if they're coming to your business, they probably only have 5 minutes. So you need to get them whatever it is they came to the business for and let them go ahead and keep it moving. So you can either nurture them, sell them into your product or service, or answer their questions so they can either work with you or not work with you, because again, everybody in your customer, right? So we want to make sure that we do that. Then once we get that set, we're now putting AI into that, right? And so now AI is able to have conversations with people via text message, DM, WhatsApp, all of those things. And then on the flip side of that, AI is able to answer calls and book appointments. And so let's just say AI books the call, AI takes the call, but it doesn't book appointment. We can use automation and the chat to be able to pick that up and keep that ball rolling and keeping you in front of that business so that you're not forgotten. And they're like, oh yeah, I do need this, because they may not have needed it at the time. But if you consistently follow up with them, they'll be ready. Because there's been times for me that I haven't been ready for a business, but when I got ready, I'm like looking like, oh my God, let me find this business because now I'm ready, right? So that's what we want to do for businesses, because what does Savory Subi say? Only 3% are ready to buy when they come in contact with your business anyway. So the rest of them, we want to make sure that we stay top of mind.
Exactly. Yeah, and HighLevel is such a robust, platform, and especially with the AI. And there are business owners, for example, in the service space. You may be a roofer, you may be some kind of contractor, you're a roofer or plumber, etc. And when that phone call comes in, you need systems like this to be able to capture that phone call, especially as a contractor. And you may be on a roof, you might be in a crawl space somewhere, right? And if that call gets missed, that person's picking up the phone and calling your competitor down the street, right? So having a robust system like this is needed. It's a must today. It's not even a question of whether you need it or not. And of course, if you're looking into getting something like this, Jenifer is your gal to set it up for you. So nice little plug for you, Jenifer. Okay, so where we are at now. So you teach this too, right? So it's not just a service, correct?
Yes. So I teach this. So I teach this in my HighLevel Systems Playbook community. And what I find is that since HighLevel is so robust, everybody tries to just jump in and they get immediately overwhelmed because you're not focusing on HighLevel as compartmentalized systems. I know it's an all-in-one, but you have to take it one at a time. What am I focused on? So we work through that in my HighLevel Systems Playbook community, and everybody is at different levels. So one person may be here at setup and the other person may be at, oh, I'm trying to run out this marketing campaign. And so being able to help those people in the Systems Playbook community is very helpful, because they'll say, well, hey, Jen, I need to know how to do such and such and such. Prime example, customer wanted to know how to do, one of my members wanted to know how to do newsletters. So I'm recording the videos to show them how to set up their newsletter, how to send your newsletter. And there are different things that you need to know about the system so you do it properly and so that you can analyze it and use it, for data for yourself as well. So yes.
Very cool. Yeah. And yeah, HighLevel can be that because it offers so much. It would be, to put it in context, it's like going to Disneyland for the first time and being overly stimulated by how much Disneyland has to offer, right? Food, rides, entertainment, and it's just being overwhelmed by that experience. The same thing can happen on HighLevel, which is also why it's important to have someone who can say, okay, what is step one? So what is step two? What is step three? What are we looking to accomplish here? What is the end goal? How do we get there? And how do we get there with HighLevel? So yeah, completely there with you 100%. So you've got the service side, you've got the teaching side, and you do the teaching within the community. So within your community, and your community is on Skool, yes?
Yeah.
And within the community, when someone joins, what are they getting? So to put that into context, are they getting courses, one-on-one calls? How do you structure your own community to help people either learn HighLevel or get in touch with you and work with you?
Yes. So what the first thing you do is I want you to watch the videos, right? So I have 2 sets of videos, whether you're an agency owner, whether you're an account owner. Go step by step, make sure your agency and your account is set up properly. Those are the first 2 things that I encourage everybody to do, because if it's not set up properly, again, that's that foundation. So even the customers that pay me, I don't care if their HighLevel was set up and they've been on HighLevel since 2018. That is the first thing I start with. I go through my own checklist. So I'm giving you the processes that people pay me 5 figures for, to be able to do that, right? And so that's the first thing. Then we have a couple of live calls, right? So we have our new members call every month where all the new members can jump on. They can ask questions or where to start. Where should I start? This is what I'm working on. What do I need to do? Also, we have our Q&A call. We have our live Q&A calls, which I do every other week, where members can jump on and say, hey, this is what I'm working on. Help me work through it. How do I work through it? How do I set this up? Or if they're like, listen, I don't have time, I just want you to set it up for me, show me how to do it, show me how it works, and let me just get to the advanced stage of marketing and prospecting and doing those things, then they can just book a call with me. We'll go over what that looks like, and then I'll let them know, what price point that is, and then we just get started. And
Gotcha.
Another fun thing, everyone is going to have a buddy. So everybody is going to pick their HighLevel buddy to help, because it's just easier to have someone who you're able to say, well, where are you at? Or to help you hold each other accountable.
Awesome. That's a fantastic idea. Not only hold each other accountable, but also make sure they're there for each other. So it's also a level of support for each other. If someone is listening to this podcast for the first time, they're meeting you and they're hearing about HighLevel for the first time, and they go sign up, will you work with them even though they might not have the experience behind the platform to know what they're doing if they join your community?
Sure. That's what the community is there for. So it's there because when you're first starting, it's overwhelming, and you may not have the money to be able to pay me to do it, but you have the time to learn how to do it the right way, right? Nothing is more frustrating when you don't know where am I supposed to start, or there are pieces missing to where you're trying to go. So that's what this community is for, and it's there with no, we don't oh, I'm sorry, I lost a train of thought. There's no judgment. It's a no judgment zone, right? And people always talk about, oh my God, you're so transparent. Yeah, I mess my stuff up too. Just like you mess your stuff up. Nobody is perfect. Yes, I have sent people through a workflow and sent 20 emails and text messages to somebody all at once. I have done it. I don't sit and judge and go, oh my goodness, and none of that. Because no, I've done it. What I can tell you is how not to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
You need to do to not do it, right? So I've gone through those things. I've made mistakes myself, and we're all there just to get the help we need, because this system is amazing, and it's amazing if you use it properly. But you can get overwhelmed and, like you said, overstimulated and focused on the wrong thing. So I make you focus on the right part that you need to be focused on. Then we move on. Like one of my clients that's under my agency, I meet with her and give her homework. Like, nope, we're gonna work on this. I need you to do this. Once you do that, send that homework to me. Then we can move on to the next thing. Because otherwise you can't I could just jump in there and just do things. But other people need that strategy first.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we work on in the community. What is your business? What is your goal? What are you trying to work on? Let's create this for you, not what this person is doing over here, what you need it to do, and then create that journey for you. And I think that's what's missing and what people can't get anywhere else.
Wow, it's great. It sounds like personal journey, personal experience, personal support. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that's essentially what I'm getting from you is that, hey, it's Get High Level. Join our community for that personal support, that personal touch. Learn it from someone who's been on High Level since 2018, right? And learn it from someone who's been a systems gal essentially her entire life. Yeah, and then for everyone who's watching this episode, she said that she's like a five-figure gal when it comes to High Level. As someone who works with her, I will tell you a secret. She's actually worth a lot more. But don't tell her I said that. All right, so what's the future for Jenifer Jay? What is the future for what you offer in your community? What does the future look like for you? Where do you see yourself in a year, 2 years from now?
Yeah, man. So for the community, what I envision for that community is for it to be huge, right? I want to help. My goal personally is to help 100 businesses a year, right? So if I could help 100 plus high level businesses a month, that would be awesome, right? And just having a community where you could actually get help, where you can actually get to the next level, right? Where you're trying to go in your business and not have to worry about the back end and get to what I call the fun stuff, right? Doing the fun stuff like running ads and doing advertisements to see if this worked. Well, where did that work? Well, how many customers did we get? So that's the fun stuff in business, right? That's what I envision for my community, and having it be a community of people who can help each other, right? Not just me helping, but them being able to help me based off of my training and my strategy. And then the future for me is I want my business to be able to employ women who can work from home, so that they don't have to worry about daycare. So they don't have to worry about, like I come from Cleveland, they don't have to worry about, oh, I have my baby, I had to take my baby to daycare, I had to brush the snow off the car. I'm a single mother, so I had to leave my kid in the house, take the monitor outside, or keep peeking in the window to see if the baby is all right. I don't want them to have to go through those things, but be able to sit at home and work remotely and be able to take care of their family, still be there for their kids as well. That is my ultimate goal for my agency.
Fantastic. And so are you hiring currently?
I'm not currently hiring, no.
Okay. If someone wants to reach out to you and stay in touch with you, just waiting for that day when you are hiring, how could they do that?
Yeah, so they could do that by connecting with me on social media, basically. So they can go to Jenifer Jay, that's Jenifer Jay on any platform, and connect with me that way. And then basically you can DM me and ask my chatbot on the list, and it'll ask you the questions and put you on that list.
Awesome. Fantastic. All right, so this is the point of the show where we do 5 quick questions, quick answers, right? So what that means is I'm going to ask you 5 quick questions. You're going to give me 5 quick answers, and we're going to get through this really quickly, all right? So here's the way it's set up. The way it's set up is I ask a question, you answer very quickly, like the snap of a finger, answer is there, and we move on to the next question. There are 5 questions in total. Are you ready to play?
I am ready.
Awesome. Okay. So in 3, 2, 1. First question is favorite color?
Purple.
Favorite food?
Shrimp.
Dog or cat?
Dog.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Oh, nice. Last question. Going to the movie theater or Netflix at home?
Netflix at home.
Ah, nice. That's it. Congratulations, you made it through. 5 quick questions from Siloh. Congratulations. Awesome. So with that being said, we are wrapping up this podcast interview. So let's go ahead. I know you gave your website. Let's go ahead and give people other places they can connect with you, including your school. Let's go ahead and drop that now.
Awesome. So if you want to get help with your high level, you can book a call with me at bookjeniferjay.com. So, and my name is spelled with 1 N. So that's book Jenifer, JENIFERJAY. Yes, that's my real last name. .com. Or if you want to join my high level community on Skool, it is called HighLevel Systems Playbook on Skool.
Awesome. And is your school, what type of model is it on currently right now?
Right now it's on free till we get to 100 members, but we're getting closer. And I just launched it. So I had an amazing teacher. And once we get to 100 members, it will go to a paid model. So if you are watching, you better get in where you fit in.
That's right. That means you better get in right now because that baby's going to paid real fast. So get in there. It's a free membership on Skool. Joining Jenifer's community right now as of this, well, actually, by the time this show is probably published, you'll either be at 100 or, who knows. So if you're watching this, the first thing you need to do is head over to Jen's Skool community, get in there, whether it's free or not, get in there. Right? Just get in there because like I said, she's worth a lot more than the 5 figures she demands for working with her. Not only that, but her Skool community is just a sliver of what you would pay working with her. And you're getting all her best stuff in her courses and in her chats and in her posts and comments and her one-on-one calls. So it is a slam dunk deal. Get in there, whether it's free or not. Jenifer Jay, before we wrap this up, any words of wisdom that you would like to leave with our podcast viewers?
Yes, absolutely. One of the tips I do want to give you, if you are using high level, one of the things that most people don't tell you is you should create your own browser profile for high level because it's so robust and it needs to be on its own system. Otherwise, you're going to have issues, you're going to have problems, and I show you how to do that in my community. Shameless plug.
Okay. Here's how we'll wrap up this podcast. First and foremost, thank you so much, Jenifer Jay, for being on the show. Thank you so much to all of our listeners and our returning viewers. We love you guys so much. If you learned anything about Jenifer, drop it in a comment below. My team is on top of the comments. If you'd like to connect with her, we'll also place her socials right below this video in the description, as well as a link to her Skool community. So get in there. If it's free, consider that a smoking deal. If it is paid, it's still a smoking deal. Get your butts in there. She's got a great community. I know because I'm in it as well. And as I said before, Jenifer is the wizard, the magician behind high level. So get your butts in there. Okay, so since we didn't start the podcast off this way, here's how we'll end it. We'll end it with the power clap. And here we go. Power clap in 3, 2, 1. Thank you everyone for watching. It's Siloh signing off. Launch Your Community, the podcast with my interviewer today, the person being interviewed, Jenifer Jay. Thank you so much for watching.